Do you feel like your parents live on a different planet? Or as a parent, do you feel like you've lost your child to a cold smartphone screen? This is not just a simple misunderstanding. It is a massive psychological war between the Gen X world of survival and the Gen Z world of digital emotions. Today, we break the silence and find out why this gap exists and how to fix it before it's too late. To understand the conflict, we must first look at how Gen X grew up. They were the latchkey kids, raised in a world without internet, where physical survival and hard work were everything. For them, stability meant a lifelong job and a house. They learned to suppress emotions to stay strong. This created a psychological blueprint focused on resilience, which is why they often view emotional struggles as a sign of weakness today. Then came Gen Z, born into a digital revolution. Their playground was the internet, and their survival was not physical, but emotional. For them, stability is not a job, but mental well-being and authenticity. They learned to express every emotion openly because the world was watching online. This created a new psychological blueprint focused on emotional intelligence and connection, which is why they often prioritize feelings over finances today. The biggest clash happens when Gen X's survival instincts meet Gen Z's emotional awareness. To a Gen X parent, being strong means pushing through pain without complaining. They see silence as strength. But to a Gen Z child, being strong means speaking up about anxiety and setting boundaries. They see silence as a prison. This leads to a painful loop where the parent feels the child is fragile, while the child feels the parent is cold and uncaring. Money is another major battlefield. For Gen X, a career is about long-term security, pensions, and climbing a corporate ladder. They worked hard to build a foundation so their children wouldn't have to struggle. However, Gen Z sees the world differently. They prefer freelancing, content creation, and flexibility. To a parent, this looks like risky laziness. To a child, it looks like modern freedom. Both want success, but they are looking at two different maps to find it. Communication is where the gap feels like a canyon. When a Gen X parent feels disrespected, their natural instinct is to raise their voice to re-establish control. They see volume as authority. But when a Gen Z child hears shouting, their brain enters a shutdown mode. They retreat to their rooms and screens, not out of laziness, but as a defense mechanism. The parent sees a closed door as rebellion, while the child sees it as the only safe space to protect their mental peace. Behind every strict rule and every harsh lecture from a Gen X parent, there is a hidden ocean of fear. They grew up in a world where one mistake could lead to a lifetime of struggle. They show love by providing security, not by giving hugs. When they criticize your lifestyle, they aren't trying to control you. They are trying to protect you from a world they remember as dangerous. To them, your safety is their ultimate success, even if it feels like pressure to you. While parents focus on physical safety, Gen Z craves emotional validation. To a child, a parent saying, "I understand how you feel," is more powerful than any expensive gift. They want their dreams to be seen as valid, not as phases. When a parent dismisses their anxiety as just a phase or laziness, it creates a deep emotional wound. The child doesn't need a solution to every problem. They simply need to know that their feelings are heard and respected. To build a bridge, both generations must change their perspective. Gen X parents need to realize that listening is not losing authority. Sometimes your child just needs you to hold space for their feelings without offering a solution. On the other side, Gen Z children must understand that their parents' pressure is actually a disguised form of love. Instead of closing the door, try explaining your world in their language. A bridge is built from both sides, one small conversation at a time. At the end of the day, a family is not about being the same, it's about respecting the differences. Gen X provided the roots of survival and Gen Z provides the wings of emotion. When these two worlds meet with empathy, the conflict turns into a powerful connection. Your parents aren't your enemies, and your children aren't a mystery. They are just two generations trying to love each other in different ways. Start a conversation today and heal the bond.